IEEE ROS Kerala chapter. Now, to start with, I request Mr. Robin Tommy, Vice Chair, ROS chapter IEEE Kerala section, to welcome aboard everyone gathered here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you a lot, Adarsh. Thanks, Dr. Biju. Good evening to each one of you. We have people joining, almost 43 people have joined, and this is one of the most very important sessions for any one of us because we have to really understand how the real funding opportunities come into play and how we can apply for it and what are the major things that we can apply for and what are the major activities as from a students branch SB as well as from the entire IEEE RAS community in Kerala, the good things that we can surely go across and showcase and do the great projects outside. So my task here is to introduce our own great speaker who is here. So Dr. Biju K. So he has received his BTech degree from Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology, that is RIT Kottayam, in 1999. And he has an MTech degree in electrical engineering from NIT Calicut in 2009. And he has done his PhD also from NIT Calicut in 2020. He's currently working as the head of Department of Electronics and Electrical and Electronics Engineering in the College of Engineering, Munnar. He has got more than, I think, 18 years of teaching experience in various engineering colleges across Kerala. He's a member of Board of Studies of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University in Kerala. He has delivered various technical talks in different engineering colleges across Kerala. He's also currently the treasurer of IEEE Kerala section and the member of the conference activity board of IEEE Kerala section. He has served as the technical program committee member in many IEEE international symposiums, conferences, and also chaired technical sessions in various international conferences. He has been a regular reviewer of many peer-reviewed journals and has won several awards in IEEE also. He has published a number of papers in various international journals and also in various conferences. So we have one of the most respected speaker here who is going to talk on the most important topic. Welcome you, sir, to this session, and thanks so much for accepting our invitation. So over to you, Dr. Biju, sir.
Thank you, Engineer Tommy, Robin Tommy, for the welcome and the generous words. Let me try to share my screen. So hope will stop sharing. Okay, let me try. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, thank you. So once again, welcome to the session on funding opportunities in IEEE and its technical societies. So being a very large, in fact, the largest professional body of engineers across 190 plus countries in the world, IEEE offers a lot of funding opportunity to its members and volunteers. So it's a tough task to touch upon all the funding opportunities by IEEE in 1 hour. But I will try to at least go through the major funding opportunities and I will try to address the maximum available options for its members. But it will not be an exhaustive list because it is difficult to cover the entire opportunities in 1 hour, but I will try to include it maximum. So coming to the agenda of the presentation, starting with IEEE member rebates by IEEE MGA, then we will go to the funding opportunities by various boards, by various regions, by various affinity groups. Then there is a major funding opportunities by site bar hack. I will come to it later. Then funding opportunities by various technical societies. At the end, very important IEEE new initiatives. So starting with the member rebates from MGA. MGA means member geographical activities. In fact, there are 6 boards in IEEE, and MGA is looking after directly all the chapters, student branch chapters in the IEEE. These IEEE student branches are supported through the rebate program annually and by December each year by submitting the online form. So for getting the rebate, you have to yearly all the sections, subsections, all the chapters, student branch chapters has to support their activity report. Now it's an online form, so they have to complete the online form by December. Some years there may be some changes in the deadlines. Anyway, you will have to submit it by December or at least next January. So if you submitted all these requirements properly, then for each member in your SB, you will get a rebate of $2 per member. Say example, if there are 100 members in the SB, so you'll get a rebate of 100 into 2, $200 as rebate. And there is an allocation. The allocation is $50 if your membership strength in your SB is less than 49, and it is $100 for if the membership is more than 50. That means if there are 100 members, you will get $100 as allocation and $100 as rebate. That means you will get total $200 as total rebate, including allocation from MGA. Also, there is a deadline for submitting annual financial reports is the last day of February, and the deadline for annual officer reporting is 15th March. So you have to do the officer reporting also. So I think most of the student branch officers will be familiar with it, because IEEE Kerala section and our link team, hub team, etc. They also conduct these volunteering sessions where these kind of this officer reporting, etc. That kind of topics will be covered over. Then to be eligible, there is some time bonus, exactly to be precise, 10% bonus if you submit all these reporting well in advance, that is by 3rd Friday in February. So you will get a bonus also if you submit it, say we can say some yearly bids, something like that. So if you submit, you have the option to submit after this date also, but you will not get that 10% bonus. Unit submitting the information later than 15th March will not receive the rebate payment. So you have to submit this report. Even if you submit the reports if you don't submit the report by 15th March, you will not get the rebate and allocation for that particular year. So this is very important. So all the SBs, all the sections, subsections must complete the report by 15th March to avail this rebate and allocation. Not only that, for them to remain as active or to get counted by IEEE MG as active chapters or active sections, they have to do this reporting also in time. Then coming to the various funding opportunities in affinity groups, let us start with Women in Engineering affinity groups. Women in Engineering affinity group and WI student branch affinity groups are eligible to request up to $200 as startup fund. That means once you start a new WI chapter or a WI student branch affinity group, so you are eligible for $200 as startup fund. In addition to that, all these WI affinity groups and WI student branch affinity groups are eligible to request up to $400 in funding for special projects in alignment with the mission of WI. So if you have some specific projects in mind, some specific programs, you can write to a WI affinity group. They will definitely support you with $400, but only once in a year. Of course there will be some limit. So you have to complete this. There is a fund request now. All these are online. So you have to submit this fund request online form and send to nowadays. Earlier there was a fund request form and you have to mail that. Nowadays online submission form is also available. And WI is also giving some offers to pre-university undergraduate and graduate students as some scholarships. There are some scholarships, IEEE Francis B scholarship. These are all some WI scholarships available to WI members. One condition, you should be a WI member. And there are also some travel grant programs given by WI. Especially, we all know there is every year WI used to conduct WLS, Women in Leadership Summit, where WI members will be getting some travel grant to travel to that particular venue and attend these kind of WI seminars or WI conferences. So again, for that also you have to apply to that WI affinity. Coming to young professionals, again, lot of funding opportunities are available So here, so because there are young professionals in everywhere, right? So in all the sections, all the chapters, everywhere, young professionals are there. So any IEEE organizational unit is entitled to each type of funding once per year. So any unit can receive funding for one. There are basically three types of events: step event, meetup, and local activity per year. So basically, meetup funding is meetups are meant to engage members and volunteers living in the same geographical location and enhance their professional networks. Such events can take the form of technical talks, panels, Q&A followed by networking sessions. So if you have identified a large scale event where you can organize a meetup, but you are not sure about what activities to include, you can contact YP funding, whether you will be eligible for that funding. So meetups are basically these kind of events where you can plan and apply to the YP, IEEE YP for funding. Meetups are meant to be large events. The maximum amount of funding will only be granted to events with more than 9. So there is a minimum number of attendees should be there. That should be so the number of attendees should be above 90. And you have to justify your expense also for that. So you get a maximum of up to $1,500. So you can plan some meetup programs and apply for funding. Then there is another category of activity and funding opportunity, that is local activity funding. This type of funding provides financial support for young professional volunteers to implement new initiatives, programs, and activities at the local level, which are meant to engage the young professional community. Say maximum of $750 you will be eligible for that, and you have to plan some kind of that programs and apply to YP in the category of local activity funding. Then there is a major, we all also know, step event. That is a well-known event generally conducted by YP, Student Transition and Elevation Program. Funding is available for that program also. So this program was successfully designed to bring together students and young professionals. So basically, this is a transition program, transition from a student level to YP level. So it aims to introduce members who will soon will get graduate and become young professional members. So in order to boost your event's popularity, think in terms of what can help soon to graduate students transition more easily to professional. So you can plan some programs that will enable these graduates to become YP members, and you can educate them how to have this smooth transition or how to be very active in IEEE once you become a YP like that. So you can plan some that kind of some programs, and you can again apply to YP for some funding, and you are eligible for a funding up to $500. Then educational activities, lot of funding opportunities are available. There is an educational activity board itself, which used to conduct lot of programs, basically educational programs. So there is IEEE art and educational activities, new innovative challenges there, where this EAC, Educational Activity Committee, invites members and groups to submit proposals with the creative and new initiative programs, which will provide value to the IEEE community in alignment with the MGA bar EAB. EAB means Educational Activity Board. So they have some goals set for 2020 to 2025. So IEEE strategic focus on lifelong learning. So there are different strategic plans by IEEE, and if you have some focused activities towards this strategic goal of lifelong learning, you can definitely write to IEEE Educational Activity Committee, and you can request for some funding. The two categories of target groups are pre-university education and university. So you can target pre-university education programs also. That means you can plan some programs for school students, and you can, because the current school students are going to be future professional course students and going to be IEEE student members. So you can plan some programs for school students also, and you can apply to educational activity committee under that category pre-university education, and you can apply for some funding also. So you have to apply, and this educational activity committee will evaluate the proposal, and for the eligible proposals they will give some funding. So the winning entries will receive support for their projects as indicated in the following. The winner pre-university education up to $500, runner-up up to $300, winner university education up to $500, runner-up university education $300. Then commendation support. So there will be some other support also up to $150. Then coming to the various funding opportunities given by Region 10. So there is a membership development and leadership program by IEEE R10, where you can have a program to request IEEE Region 10 for some funding. A fund is created to pursue sections bar student branches to organize events for training on leadership, successful execution of student branch program, and to run membership drives aiming to enhance student membership number and its return. So the basic target of these programs is on the membership count. So you have to attract new members as well as you should see that your membership retention that rate is also good. So if you can plan some programs for this case and you can approach IEEE R10 for funding, and they will give a support up to $500 for such programs. Then there is an IEEE Humanitarian Technology Committee, ITT committee, which invites sections to submit proposals for initiative program support fund. So the scope of this proposal should be carried out and support impactful humanitarian technology and sustainable development activities at the local level. So if you can plan some programs related to humanitarian application of technology for the well-being of the humanity, so you can definitely write to R10 STA committee, and they will also support you with some funds. So the proposal could be in the following scopes: ST event funding, ST conference participation. So you can have some humanitarian technology track along with some conference, and you can apply to R10 for some funding. So you can have that as a parallel event along with a conference. That is also possible. Then site funding, we will come to site funding in detail later, but R10 also gives some site funding. Then HT project, some project funding is also there. We will come to that in detail later. Then during this COVID-19, IEEE R10 has extended some COVID-19 funding for COVID-19 projects also. And there are some other activity funding also given by R10. So IEEE R10 this region also gives a lot of funding opportunities for expandation. Then there is SITE. It's a very important group in IEEE. This is a special interest group on humanitarian technologies. That is SITE, a special interest group on humanitarian technologies. This SITE gives a lot of funding. This gives a lot of big funding. SITE project funding enables IEEE SITE groups to incubate new humanitarian technology and sustainable development projects, localize and replicate proven SITE projects, put technological skill learned in the classroom or workspace into practice, gaining valuable hands-on experience, partner with the local government or NGOs to develop solutions for challenges faced by underserved communities. So SITE projects are basically humanitarian projects. That doesn't mean that they target charity projects. It's not like that. So it can be say a project which is helpful to the humanity, but you should be able to apply our technologies for the betterment of humanity. So that way you have to shape your project. Okay, so example, you're going to install some solar panels. Okay, so there is no meaning in purchasing some solar panels and installing somewhere. That anybody can do. So you have to, in such cases, you have to have a study. Okay, being engineering students, you can do a very well study how much a solar panel required, or is it really a solar panel will be helpful there. Like that, you should apply some technology there. Okay, so if you are implementing, or if you are planning to implement some LED lights, okay, so there is no meaning in simply purchasing some LED lights and giving them. It is not like that. So you should conduct some study, okay, whether how much LED lights are required, how much lumen is required. So if you replace conventional tube lights by LED, how is it going to benefit the humanity? Like that, humanity and the whole society. like that, there should be some technological contributions also from you. So if you can submit such proposals, definitely IEEE site will support, and the site project site subcommittee will review proposals with the budget between $1,000 and 20,000. In fact, so you can see it's a big funding given by IEEE site. So all proposal might be submitted by an existing site group. So one condition in the colleges, there should be a site group. Okay. So in some SBs, there might be some site group. If you are interested in a site group, you can go to site website and see how to start a site group in your SB. Okay. The proposal should address one or more UN, very important UN Sustainable Development Goals. We all of us know SDG, UN Sustainable Development Goals. So your proposal should target at least one UN Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. So you should prepare your project accordingly. Okay. And you then apply to this site in a coherent way and take holistic community-based approach that considers relevant environmental, cultural, socio-economical, and infrastructural issues and policy. So if you can address these UN Sustainability Development Goal that targets, you can definitely make it as a proposal and write to site. Site will definitely evaluate your proposal and they will support you according to the merit of your proposal. Then there is another category, Humanitarian Activity Committee. HAC, it is shortly known as HAC, IEEE Humanitarian Activity Committee, provides a suite of sources that inspire and enable IEEE members around the world to carry out and support impactful humanitarian technology and sustainable development activities at the local level. Okay. There is another kind of committee, Humanitarian Activity Committee, which also take care of these kinds of initiatives by IEEE members. Given the rapidly evolving situation and focus on immediate impact, HAC of there, sometimes HAC and site together invites proposals. That also we can see. Will make awards of US dollar between $1,000 to up to 5,000 US dollar. Projects that have been previously important, projects that have been previously awarded funding by HACBAR site must have successfully completed their project. Also, they should submit all the reporting requirements in order to apply for additional funding. That means if you have received some funding already in 2020, so before applying some funding, now there is a call for funding by HAC. I think the deadline is February 28 or March 1st. Okay. So if you plan to apply for that funding and if you have already some funding in 2020, you should have completed all the that activities of that funding by now and you have submitted the report also. Then only you will be eligible for applying for this year. Okay. So the proposal which requires less than US $1,000 or more than US $1,000 will be rejected. That means your that budget for your proposal should be in the range between $1,000 US and 5,000 US dollar. The primary applicant must be an IEEE professional member or higher grade member in good standing. That means your membership should be active. That means you should have renewed for 2021. So student members can be the secondary applicants. So there are basically two types of HAC funding, HAC projects and HAC events. Very important. So we can see if you go through the HAC website, you can see both the HAC projects and the HAC events. There is some difference. I am coming to that. Okay, HAC projects. HAC projects funding enables IEEE members and organizational units to accomplish one or more of the following strategic priorities through projects around the world. So these basically target some particular projects. Okay, they have some objectives. Scale up proven IEEE site or other humanitarian technology and sustainable development projects. Provides IEEE's technical expertise to well-vetted external humanitarian or sustainable development organizations for specific projects. Collaborate across various organizational units or IEEE programs to undertake major humanitarian technology and sustainable development projects. Okay, so these are basically either humanitarian technology projects and of course they should be sustainable projects also. Okay, the project should be suitable for sustainable development. So if you have such kind of project in your mind, you can very well approach to IEEE HAC and you can apply under IEEE HAC project. The committee will review the proposals with the budget. You can see the budget. It's a very big budget available from 20,000 US dollars to 60,000 US dollars. So you have to prepare your budget. So you have to plan a very big project. Okay. And approach IEEE humanitarian activity committee. They will definitely support you. Then there is another kind of project funding, IEEE hack events. So there is some difference between hack projects and hack events. Hack event funding enables IEEE members and organizations to accomplish one or more of the following strategic priorities through conferences and events around the world. Okay. So these are more kinds of events rather than some projects. Okay. So raise awareness of humanitarian technologies and sustainable development and how technically trained people can contribute. Provide training to increase the capacity of IEEE members and OEs to successfully undertake humanitarian technology and sustainable development activities. Showcase the results and share lessons learned of IEEE humanitarian technology and sustainable development projects. Develop relationship with the greater sustainable development community outside IEEE. So these are these IEEE hack events are more or less some events rather than some projects. So it can be some seminar, some conferences, some other talks, or even some workshops, which again basically targets this humanitarian technology kind of things. Okay. So since these events are a smaller scale compared to these projects, the funding is in the range of 500 to 15,000 US dollar only. But in the case of projects, the funding is larger. It is in the range of 20,000 US dollars to 60,000 US dollars. Okay. So you should decide whether your proposal falls in the category of projects or event, and then you apply to the respective category suitable. Okay. Then there is another community in IEEE Smart Village Community, shortly known as ISV. They also give some very big funding, in fact. Basically, they targeted some villages to be made smart using some technology. So IEEE Smart Village New Talents Program supports talented individuals who aspire to become smart village entrepreneurs and developers working to provide electricity in most vulnerable communities. So they more target electricity, say making these villages smart. So one way of making villages smart is definitely by electrifying the villages. There are in the world so many unelectrified, especially villages, especially in underdeveloped countries like some African countries and all. Even in India, still now there may be some unelectrified villages. So if you know such villages, you can very well plan some some projects, some programs for say maybe some making them electrifying, not only electrifying, maybe providing some some water. If there are no water resources, you can plan for providing some water resource, something like that. Okay. And you can prepare a very detailed proposal and elaborate proposal, because this is not like some conducting some programs, because you are targeting an entire community, okay, entire village. So your proposal should be in that scale. Okay. So if you can prepare a very good proposal targeting this very big community, so you can prepare a proposal and write to IEEE Smart Village community. So they will very well support you with this, with your initiative and this project. So there is an evaluation. So this committee will evaluate your proposal, and if they find it suitable for this particular scheme, they will definitely support you, and they will guide you. There is because you need some mentoring, some mentors for implementing such kind of projects, because this is not like some hard project. It is bigger than that, in fact. Okay, so if you have such a bigger idea in your mind, and if you know some such villages around you, so you can prepare a proposal and approach IEEE Smart Village Community. Then let us come to the various technical societies in IEEE. I am putting those various technical societies in their alphabetic order. So I am not including all the technical societies because that is not possible in 1 hour, because we all of us know there are 39 technical societies in IEEE. But I will be taking all the major society name. Major means major in terms of the number of members. Okay. So I will be putting in that alphabetic order. I am starting with the APS, Antenna and Propagation Society. So APS gives various funding opportunities for its members. So there is an IEEE APS Educational Initiative Proposal Scheme. So where this EIP means Educational Initiative Proposal. EIP is a part of the IEEE APS Educational Committee, whose mission is to provide quality educational resources for educated students and the public within the theme areas of electromagnetic propagation. Because APS we know Antenna and Propagation Society. So their educational activities will be towards that theme of electromagnetic propagation, antenna, etc. So the primary role of this call is to provide financial support for launching new educational activities and services that increases awareness, develop interest, and facilitate education in topics and concepts related to electromagnetics propagation. So if you have some proposals in your mind for educating people in these areas, you can approach APS and give some proposals to this under this category EIP. Then they will support you with the funding of between the tune of $500 to 5,000 US. And the maximum, so you can take up to 2 years as the project duration for implementing your project. Then there is a doctoral research grant program by this APS known as Eugen F. Knott Memorial Pre-Doctoral Research Grant, where this IEEE Antenna Propagation Society awards up to 5 doctoral grants, each $2,000, up to 4,000 doctoral grants each year. That means they give 5 grants worth $2,000 and 7 grants worth $4,000 to encourage students to pursue career in the areas of electromagnetics. So the pre-doctoral grant honors the memory of Eugen, who was a distinguished researcher and contributor of this APS Society. The grants are intended to support students involved in research directed by a faculty member at their institution who is a member of the IEEE Antenna Propagation Society. So the faculty member, that means the guide or your supervisor should be a member of IEEE Antenna Propagation Society. And in that case, you can apply to the IEEE APS under this scheme. Then there are, of course, there are some awards given by APS, outstanding chapter awards. In some cases, there can be some prize money also, maybe up to the tune of $1,000. Then IEEE APS gives travel grants also for its conferences. Of course, these travel grants are given by most of the societies, but there will be some criteria for them. Like you should have an accepted paper in the conference. You should be willing to do some volunteering work in the conference, like that. Okay. So if you satisfy those criteria, so you'll be given travel grant. But the amount varies between societies, and some societies give up to $1,500 for per student for attending for basically conference, their flagship conference. Then coming to COMSOC, Communication Society, again a bigger society in IEEE. So they use chapter funding. Under this chapter funding program, funds are available to assist chapters in making membership goals. Chapters can request funds at the beginning of the year via annual questionnaire. There will be some questionnaire about your activities, plans, and all. You have to submit those details. These funds can be used for a variety of activities such as special events, member recruitment, and remuneration for special lecturers, etc. So if you have some programs of this kind, you can apply to COMSOC in that category of chapter funding. Then there is a support for, if you have some membership development programs in your mind, you can apply to the COMSOC under this membership development support grant. So the membership development support grant was established to initiate, promote, and support the activities and growth of IEEE COMSOC members, local chapters, and regions. Then there is a distinguished lecturer program wherein you can invite distinguished lecturers across the world with your local chapter and have talks, distinguished talks in your various SB chapters. This COMSOC will support the travel expenditure of this distinguished person. Then coming to Computer Society, we all of us know Computer Society is the biggest society in IEEE. So they have a startup fund of up to $150 for if you start a new computer society student branch chapter, you will be eligible for $150 as a startup fund. All the newly created IEEE computer society student branch chapters can reimburse for chapter expenses up to $150. Then there are chapter awards given by computer society. Again, distinguished lecture program DLP, again travel grant. Then there is very important unique scholarship program with respect to computer society, that is REM scholarship. This is a very well-known scholarship even outside computer society. Richard E. Mervyn scholarship every year IEEE used to give. There are a lot of volunteers from IEEE Kerala section itself used to won this REM scholarship every year. It's a very distinguished scholarship, in fact. So these are the criteria. IEEE Computer Society is offering up to 36,000 US dollar in student scholarships of $1,000 each. So one student will get $1,000 each. So it gives a total funding of 36,000 US dollar under this REM scholarship to recognize and reward active student volunteer leaders in student branches or chapters who show promise in their academic and professional. So there is some criteria for getting this scholarship. You should be equally good in both academic and your IEEE activities. Okay. So not only your IEEE activities will fetch this award, but you have to be very good in your academics also. That means your CGPA should be something above 8 or 8.5, like that. There are some criteria for your CGPA also. So the scholarship was created in honor of the late Richard E. Mervyn, past president of the IEEE Computer Society, to recognize and reward student leadership. Who is eligible? The undergraduate and graduate students in electrical or computer engineering, computer science, or a well-defined computer-related field of engineering who are active members of a student branch or chapter are eligible. Undergraduate students must be in the final 2 years. That means you should be either a third year student or a final year student, and you should be a computer society member also. Okay. Then there are some criteria. The criteria for evaluation is participation in IEEE student branch chapter activities. You see 30% weightage only for IEEE activities. Then 30% weightage for academic achievement. Then extracurricular activities, that may be your college level sports activities, arts activities, etc. Then letter of recommendation from student branch chapter advisor. So 20% weightage is for that. So you should try to get a very good recommendation from your student branch chapter advisor. And a quality of student advisor vision statement. And you should prepare a very good student ambassador vision statement. That means if you get this scholarship, how that scholarship will enable your other IEEE Computer Society members and your this Computer Society student branch chapter. So you should have some vision in your mind, and you should put that vision as a very good vision statement, and that 10% weightage is for that vision statement. So you can see how much rigorous that is. So you should be good in all these areas. If you are good in all these areas, definitely there is a very good chance for getting this REM scholarship, and this is a very prestigious scholarship in IEEE Computer Society. So all the I would encourage or I would urge all these computer society student members studying in third year and fourth year of their undergraduate program to apply for this REM scholarship. Then coming to other one very important society in IEEE Industry Application Society, IAS. I should say one of the most student friendly societies in IEEE. They used to give lot of benefits for student members. Okay. Starting with starting subsidy. So if you start a student branch, IA student branch chapter, you are eligible for $500 provided you have minimum 12 IA student members in your SB. Okay. So there is a minimum criteria 6 only. If you have minimum 6 IAS student members, you can start an IAS chapter. But if you have only 6 student members, your starting subsidy will be proportionally reduced. That means you should have a minimum 12 members to be eligible for this $500. That means if you have only 6 members, you are eligible for only the half. That means $250. Okay. So you should ensure that your IAS membership account is minimum 150, minimum 12. That is easily possible because for first year or fresh IEEE members, this IAS membership is free. There is some promo code for that. So you can request all the first year IEEE members to take this IAS membership. It is free for them. So this 12 criteria is very easy. It is not at all difficult. So you should see that you'll get this 500 US dollar. That is very important. Okay. Then there are a lot of other chapter subsidy programs given by IEEE CMD, IAS CMD. CMD means Chapters and Membership Development Committee. The CMD basically take care of these member benefits for student branch chapters. They usually to give a lot of funding opportunities, awards, travel grant programs, etc. So there are a lot of award programs are there. I touch upon a few of them in next slides. And distinguished lecture programs are also there. And there are some Myron Sucker programs. Myron Sucker was former IAS, very distinguished IAS member. And in his name, there are a lot of programs in IEEE IAS. So there is a Myron Sucker design contest is there every year. Now it is open. All the IAS members can submit applications for that design contest. I think the deadline is March 15th. So I would urge all the IAS members and IAS SB chapters to apply for all these contests. This Myron Sucker undergraduate student design contest is open to all IEEE undergraduate student members. The contest includes two separate categories, individual design contest and a team design contest. The selected projects will be awarded by cash prizes, department prizes and travel. So you will get some cash prizes, and very importantly, you will be eligible to get some travel grant programs to go to US and receive this award. Normally, IEEE IAS annual meetings happens in US, and this year it is in Canada. Okay. And if you win this contest, you will be eligible for, in addition to this cash prize, you will be eligible to get some travel grant to go to Canada and receive this award. Then there is another very important Myron Sucker student faculty grant program. This is a very big program. Why? Because in terms of the amount of that scholarship, the Industry Application Society is soliciting interested parties to submit proposal to the Myron Sucker student faculty grant program. The projects must be designed to produce publishable results in 1 year. The preferred period of performance for these 12 months is September 1st through. So the preferred deadlines can be, you can start the project from September 1 year and complete it by next August. The funding is such that the appropriately 2 grants not exceeding $25,000 each can be awarded during each annual proposal cycle. This endowment is a program's only funding source. No other sources, including IEEE membership dues, are used. Okay. So this is very big funding in IEEE IAS under this Myron Sucker student faculty grant program. So you are eligible up to 25,000 euros. But you should prepare a very good research proposal for this. Then there is annual meeting, Myron Sucker Travel. Yeah, it is known as AMTGP Annual Meeting Travel Grant Program. So the travel grant program will cover travel expenses up to $300 in the region 1 to 7. Why? Because this annual meeting happens usually in that region. Okay, and up to $800. Last year it was in fact $1,000 for a student to travel to IEEE annual meeting from other regions. That means region 8 to 10. Student early bird conference registration and hotel room, basically a tin sharing basis, are also covered and partially paid by this under this travel grant program. So they will cover it at least partially. They will cover this under this travel grant program. Then there is some other contest also, humanitarian technology project contest, robotic project contest, etc. also are under this IAS CMD contest. So all these contests are now the call for is open. The deadline is March 15th. Then another big society is Industry Electronic Society, IES. There is funding SCLA in society chapter local activities funding SCLA. So the IES support up to $5,000 under this scheme. Then they give travel grants also for their flagship conferences. Then recently they started giving IAS Best Chapter Award worth $1,000 US, and there is some IAS Student Best Paper Award also, and with a certificate up to $1,000 and travel. So if you get this award, the advantage is that you will get $1,000 as cash prize for this award, and also you will get up to $2,000 for traveling, most probably in US, to receive this award. So there are some eligibility criteria. You should be an author of one paper in that conference during that year, and where the first author must be a student or graduate. You should be a first author of that particular paper. Okay. So if you satisfy these criteria, you are eligible up to this funding. Then next, PLS Power Electronics Society again gives lot of funding opportunities. PLS supports a new society student branch chapter with $500 like IAS. So if you start a new PLS student branch chapter, you are eligible to get up to, not up to, in fact, $500. You will get $500 as a startup fund for your activities. Then yearly, in addition to that, yearly you are eligible for $250. Only thing is that you should, there is a PLS online supporting form. So you have to submit that yearly activity report. If you submit at least 2 technical activities, you are eligible for $250 every year. See the advantage of having a PLS student branch chapter in your school. Then PLS support DLPs, distinguished lecture programs. Then PLS also gives travel programs to attend its flagship conferences. It supports it gives up to $1,000 as travel grants for attending its flagship conferences. And PLS Best Student Branch Chapter Award is also there. This prize items include $1,000 to support activities of your SBC, a certificate in the name of the SBC, and the reimbursement of travel expenses up to $500. So you will get $1,000 as cash award and $500 as travel grant for receiving this award. Then there are some big competitions. PLS is co-sponsoring student competition. I think some of you might be aware of this IEEE International Future Energy Challenge and IEEE Empower Billion Lives. IEEE IAI PLS Joint Chapter Kerala had last year conducted Ivy Tech Virtual Technical Conclave. In that, there were 2 panel discussions on these 2 programs, IEEE International Future Energy Challenge and IEEE Empowerment. So you can search in the Google for more details. It's a very big prize. So you see the award, grand prize, up to $10,000. Okay. So if you win this International Future Energy Challenge, and you see Empower Billion Drives again, so see the prize money, $1 million. So these are big projects. Okay, Empower Billion Lives. So you should have some project, a big project for Empower a Billion Lives. So if you can participate in these kind of big competitions and win, this is going to be a little bit tough. But if you are able to succeed, then you will be giving you will be getting this very good cash prizes. Okay. Then the second largest society in IEEE, Power and Energy Society. The major funding source in IEEE PSC is member-driven initiatives. So every year they allocate up to $30,000 under this member-driven initiatives. Okay. Every year they call 2 or 3 times at least for this proposal. Last year there was no proposal because of COVID. Otherwise they used to call at least 2 to 3 times these proposals every year. All these PS student members can apply for this funding opportunities. Your proposal, the selection committee will give preference to project that contains some or all of these following components: fit of the project to the PS mission, number of PS members impacted, benefit in industry members, humanitarian activity, PS membership retention and recruitment, benefits for female members for increasing female membership in PS, public outreach. So if you have some these kind of projects in mind, you can make it as a proposal and apply under the IEEE PS MDSP. Then another funding opportunity in PS is High Performance Chapter Award. So there is High Performance Chapter Award for PS chapters as well as PS student branch chapters. For student branch chapters, it is known as SBCP, High Performance Student Branch Chapter Award. Okay. So you are eligible to get up to $1,000 for this. That depends on your activities. So if you conduct a lot of activities and if you propose a lot of activities, you are eligible up to maximum of $1,000. So that varies. In some student branch, PS student branch have to get only $100. Okay. So that varies depending on your activities. So if you are a student branch, PS student branch chapter is able to conduct a lot of activities, you are you will be able to get up to $1,000 under this HP, SP, CP program. Then PS, of course, supports a lot of distinguished lecture programs. And there is one scholarship opportunities, PS Scholarship Plus initiative. It's available for undergraduate students in the USA, Canada, for Italy, and India. So this is another big opportunity for PS student members. So you can get more details from PS website. Then this RAS, Robotics and Automation Society. There are again, this RAS is one of the biggest societies in IEEE, and lot of funding opportunities for this RAS. So it's starting with the chapter startup grant of $500. Then for new IAS, all the new RAS ISB chapters are eligible for to get a startup fund of $500. Then there is a chapter initiative grant program where you are eligible up to get up to $2,000. So there is some objective for this chapter initiative grant program. So the objectives are to provide funding to RAS section and the student branch chapters in support of the local programming to encourage volunteerism and society involvement with the goal of broadening participation in robotics and automation development. Options for grants funding may include chapter-centered events for practicing engineers, chapter meetings, outreach programs, etc. Preference will be given to grant applications involving multiple local RIS chapters. That means you should try to include more than one chapter. Okay. Chapters are limited to 2 chapters. So each chapter is eligible for up to 2 chapter initiative grant applications per year. Okay. Then there is some RAS humanitarian projects. This IEEE Robotic and Automation Society and SITE joins together to give some funds. So they basically target solutions to address relevant world problems through several initiatives that include competitions, funding impactful projects, and establishment of collaboration networks with academy, industry, and governments. This is known as RAS site activities. So you can submit proposals in the tune of $2,500 to $5,000. Then IEEE RAS funded project proposals on creation of education, another project. So you can create some educational material and apply for some funding in robotic and automation society. So IEEE RAS will fund up to $10,000 for each project. So if you have some very good plans for creating some education materials in the field of this robotic and automation, you can apply to that IEEE RAS under this creation of education material, and you are able to get up to $10,000. Then there is a RAS technical education program, another kind of funding opportunity. Each year, IEEE Robotics and Automation Society offers financial support for 3 technical education programs, also known as summer bar winter schools. In efforts to bring RAS closer to its membership, these programs are done, especially in they focus on some geographical areas. Okay. The program sponsors up to 3 schools per year around the world. Each of these 3 technical education programs, summer bar winter school programs, will receive up to $25,000. So this is a bigger funding available in RAS. So if you have such kind of bigger programs in mind, like summer bar winter schools, we can very well approach RAS for funding. Then coming to Signal Processing Society, again a very big society in IEEE, having a lot of funding opportunities. So they have a lot of chapter resources, chapter and student branch chapter funding. So they support speaker expenses. So society provides an allotment of up to $3,500 per SPS chapter and SPS student branch chapters annually to use towards scheduling society appointed. These are basically DLP funding. Okay, you can invite distinguished people from outside and support their traveling expenses and other expenses up to $3,500. Then additional chapter support, the society also provides support for coffee breaks and other small social gathering in conjunction with meeting-ups up to $500. Then student branch chapter fund, student branch chapters are all these SPS student branch chapters are eligible for $500 annually. Very important. Annually to help support invite speakers, career development activities, such as soft skill training, social functioning in connection to student branch activity. So every year, all the SPS student branch chapters are eligible to get $500 if you do some very good activities. Then there is some student branch chapter growth reward. Student branch chapters are eligible to receive $25 for each new member, up to a maximum of $250 annually. It is used towards additional funding for such activities as networking events or skills, etc. Then local events and membership driven initiative proposal. So in addition to its existing seasonal schools and chapter initiative funding, the IEEE Signal Processing Society is launching new member driven events to encourage involvement involvement by its broad membership, including local chapters, universities and industry members as well as individuals, basically targeting at member driven initiative activities. Members can request up to $5,000 for these kinds of programs. And there are a lot of opportunities as given below. Seasonal schools. Seasonal schools are typically either summer schools or winter schools. Then forums, IEEE. So IEEE SPS Kerala chapter had conducted last week. In fact, I also attended one panel discussions there. They conducted one forum. That program, it was a 4-day program on connected and automated vehicles. And the program was under this scheme, forums, IEEE SPS forum, aimed at networking and with topics of interest to industry members. Formats include panel discussions and presentations or lectures by industry experts. Then regional meetings, local high-quality technical events to serve local region community. Then chapter initiatives, additional options for grant funding may include chapter-centered events for practicing engineers, chapter meetings. So a lot of funding opportunities are there, SPS. So SPS is a very good society in IEEE having a lot of funding opportunities for its members. Then this covers these technical societies. With this, I move to another initiative by IEEE New Initiative Scheme. This is very important. This may not be much familiar to the IEEE members. I am just going through IEEE New Initiative Schemes. This IEEE New Initiative Program is designed to support potential new IEEE initiative services for products that will provide significant benefit to members, the public, the technical community, or customers, and of which could have lasting impact on IEEE or its business process. Initiatives must be of strategic importance to IEEE and are not operational necessities at the time of their initiation. So very important. So this initiative should be aligned to the strategic importance of IEEE. So the new initiative programs for funding priorities, the areas below are those that NIC means New Initiatives Committee, is currently seeking proposals for. So increasing IEEE's connectivity to the industry, engaging and recruiting members, creating innovative educational opportunities, increasing the visibility of IEEE and its relevance to the. So these are the areas where this NIC, New Initiative Committee, is seeking proposals. So if you have some programs or projects in mind related to these kind of themes, you can approach IEEE New Initiative Committee with some proposal. They will definitely support you. NIC seeks proposals, topics that are in line with this strategic initiative plan. So it is very important. IEEE, your idea should be aligned to IEEE strategic plan. So it is available in IEEE website. Types of new initiative program funding. The new initiative program offers two types of funding, basically seed grants for shorter, less expensive projects. So the first category is seed grants, which is a shorter projects. New initiatives for larger projects that are likely to be lasted for up to 3 years. Larger projects means which likely to last for 3 years. Proposal may be submitted at any time throughout the year. There are no deadlines for submissions. You can submit at any time. The proposal is to be submitted online. So seed grants, a seed grant is for funding risky, innovative or pilot projects that require up to $40,000 or less and take up to 12 months or few. So the project execution time is maximum 1 year for these schemes under seed grants, and the maximum funding is up to $40,000. The seed grant program is a two-step process. So phase one, say a brief description of, very important, this is a two-step process. A brief description of the proposal idea for the seed grant is submitted in phase one. The new initiative committee provides feedback on that particular idea directly to the potential applicant within 7 to 10 days. So they will give a feedback in the first phase. Okay. So in the phase 2, upon receiving this feedback from NIC on the proposal idea, the applicant or project team can decide whether or not they want to move forward with the submitting the proposal. NIC reviews the seed grant proposal with approximately 45 days after submission and provides recommendation for the next step. So if you are satisfied or they are satisfied with the phase 1 review, you can proceed with the phase 2 review. So the new initiatives, this typical new initiatives are large scale. So this is about the seed grant program. So other bigger activities, again under new initiatives. These new initiatives are larger scale projects that are in line with IEEE strategic direction, support the vision and mission of IEEE and require significant funding. So these proposals typically require funding of $100,000 up to 12,000. This period is again 1 year. So this is eligible up to 100,000 US dollars. So the new initiative program is a 3-step process. The seed program was a 2-step process. Again, phase 1 is there, phase 2 is there, then phase 3, if NIC approves the new initiative preliminary proposal, they will request that a new initiative full proposal and a business plan be. So this is a 3-step process. So wherein when once the phase 2 proposal is accepted, then in the phase 3, NIC approves the new initiative preliminary proposal and they will request the new initiative full proposal. Okay. So they will go request for the full proposal in phase 3. So who can submit this new initiative programs? So proposal may be submitted by one or more IEEE members or organizational units. All proposal must be submitted by an IEEE volunteer. Require support from IEEE operational unit, who should also provide an IEEE staff project manager. So this person is so IEEE, there will be IEEE staff project, IEEE staff. This will be from IEEE, not an volunteer. The staff means they are paid persons. So the staff typically helps to coordinate any logistics between headquarters and the volunteers, helps explain internal process including finances and management expenses. All proposals submitted by IEEE staff require support from an IEEE volunteer. So submission may be made at any time. So these new initiative projects will be executed as a combined effort of our volunteers and IEEE staff, because this is relatively new to IEEE. So there will be a dedicated IEEE staff to mentor you in executing this new initiative project. So that's all from my side. I hope I tried to touch upon the major funding opportunities available in IEEE. Now I am open to any questions or clarifications.
Sir, for such an amazing and splendid talk that I'm sure gave insight to the crowd assembled here on the larger financial side of IEEE and the opportunities. Now let us move on to the question and answer session. Jisha ma'am, if you may.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Biju, for the details of exhaustive detailing of the funding available. So let me move on to the Q&A part. So the first question is from Dr. Elizabeth Rita Samuel. So the question is a site group essential for applying for the site funding?
Yes. For site fund, there should be a site group. So if it can be two ways. Either so there is a site group in Kerala section. Okay. So you can apply on behalf of that site group in IEEE Kerala section, where IEEE Kerala section chair and other officers there should recommend your proposal. Okay. In one way, that is possible. Another way is that so if you are a student volunteer, so there should be a site group, student branch group in your SB, and if you have a student branch group, you can apply for a site proposal on behalf of your IEEE student branch affinity. So that is a must. This is a mandatory criteria for site.
And next question is from Govindaraman. The question is ComSoc chapter funding applicable for SB chapters?
Yeah, ComSoc, most of the societies gives funding opportunities for their chapters and student branch chapters, but there are some variations between different societies. Some societies gives more supports for chapters and less supports for student branch chapters. But most of the societies gives, say, example award, outstanding chapter award. So IAS gives, or most of the societies gives outstanding chapter award for the chapter as well as student branch chapter. Okay. Likewise, there may be small variations between the societies. I think, and this COMSOC also gives these chapter awards for this chapter as well as student branch chapter.
Thank you. And two similar questions from two people, Ismail and Reshna Ayu. So they're asking whether EC students can also apply for REM scholarship. I think the details were covered. Yeah, but still.
Yeah, they basically tell these electrical and computer science students, but I am not sure whether it is a stringent criteria. But I think if you are a computer society student member, you can apply for that. That is my best belief. You can just check that with that REM, that scholarship. I believe if you are a computer society student member, either studying for an undergraduate program in third year or fourth year, you are eligible to apply for it.
Next question, I'm not sure whether it's relevant to this talk. So please provide some information regarding IMS SBCs.
IMS means, what is IMS?
I'm also not sure whether Asher.
IMS might be a society, but maybe a small society. IMS is not familiar to me. It's not a well-known society.
It's not related to funding part. Okay, so next question from Rasha. Is special funding request
IMS may be instruments and measurements. I am not sure. Okay, because I am not well aware of that society. Okay, please continue.
okay, special is there a special funding request form to apply for projects or startup fund? Where should we request startup fund?
Before which society?
No, that is specifically not mentioned. In general,
Mentioned,
she asked Rasha,
yeah.
if you can unmute and ask, that will be good. Are you there, Rasha?
Or I can reply to that. Is it specific to any society or in general?
For WIE.
Okay, yeah. WA there is a, so once you first you have to apply for a WA chapter. That's an online. Earlier it was it was some digital means you have to make that. Nowadays all these things are made online. Now you have to apply for this WA affinity group SB in the online mode. So once you once that proposal is approved, then again you have to apply via that online option available in WA website. So you have to apply online for this additional all other additional chapter fundings. Now all are these made online. Right?
Okay. Next question is from Ismail. He's asking whether joining a chapter will provide more grant or IEEE membership, student membership would provide more grant.
More, yeah. Definitely that is difficult to answer because these opportunities are different. Okay. So for an IEEE member in general has a lot of benefits. Okay. And if you are more interested towards these societies are basically aimed at technical activities. So if you are more aligned or more interested towards any particular technical society, say power energy society or computer society, so you can be active in that society. That society will give still more funding opportunities for your activities. So that depends on your interest in that particular society. If you are very passionate in one society and active, then that particular society will definitely give you a lot of more funding opportunities. Okay.
Yes, that's all from the Q&A part. I think Asher has replied. It is instrumentation and measurement.
Yeah, my guess was correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all from Q&A part.
We have reached the end of the session, people. And to mark it officially, I hand over the mic to Jisha ma'am to propose a vote of thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Biju, for enlightening all of us with funding opportunities in IEEE. See, when we first thought of the event, the first and the last person who came to our mind was you. One who procured around 8 lakhs for IAS chapter last year. So in this session, you have proved that how you have proved through the session how you have grabbed all those funding and the understanding of all the funding opportunities we could get from you. So in this session, you have exhaustively covered about the funding opportunities by VYP, educational activities, art and site, HAC, and IEEE Smart Village, which I have not heard of, and also about different technical societies also. So I feel that I'm confident that many people who have attended this session will come forward with more funding proposals this year. And on behalf of Robotics and Automation Society chapter, IEEE Kerala section, and everyone attending this event, I thank Dr. Biju K for accepting our invitation and handling this session wonderfully. Thank you so much. And as a token of appreciation, we would like to give a virtual memento. Kindly accept the same.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice memento. Thank you, Jisha Madam and Ras, Kerala chapter, for inviting me to this session. In fact, I really enjoyed in taking the session and interacting with our active volunteers. Thank you.
Maybe if you can switch on your camera, we can take a photo with you.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And thanks are also due to all the participants who attended this session. Thank you all once again. Bye bye.